Today, we begin a new journey. There are countries known for their beaches, others for ancient ruins, some for towering skylines or breathtaking mountains. But then there's Italy, a country where something as ordinary as lunch can last for hours, where recipes are treated like family heirlooms, where arguments over pasta are as passionate as debates over politics, and where food is more than something you eat. It's an identity. For many travellers, Italy is remembered through famous landmarks: the Colosseum, Venice's canals, Florence's Renaissance masterpieces, the cliffs of the Amalfi Coast. But ask an Italian what truly defines their country, and chances are they won't begin with a monument. They'll begin with a meal. To understand Italy, you don't start in a museum. You start at a table. Early in the morning, the streets slowly awaken. The smell of freshly baked bread drifts through narrow alleyways. Espresso machines hiss inside neighbourhood cafés. Locals stop briefly at the counter, exchange greetings with the barista they've known for years, sip a quick coffee, and continue on with their day. There is no rush. Even in Italy's busiest cities, life somehow finds moments to slow down. Here, food is still deeply connected to place. The olive oil often comes from nearby hills. The wine may have been produced just a few kilometres away. The vegetables follow the rhythm of the seasons. Every ingredient tells the story of the land itself. Walk through a local market and you'll notice something different almost immediately. People aren't simply shopping, they're talking. The woman buying tomatoes asks where they were grown. A grandfather examines peaches one by one before choosing the ripest. The cheesemaker proudly explains how today's mozzarella was made only hours earlier. It's not just commerce, it's conversation, it's trust, it's community. In many parts of the world, convenience has become the priority. Frozen dinners, fast food, meals eaten behind a steering wheel. Italy chose a different path. Perhaps that's why Italians often ask a question visitors don't expect. Have you eaten? Not because they're concerned you're hungry, because sharing food is one of the ways they express affection. It's an invitation into their lives. For generations, family meals have been at the center of Italian culture. Sunday lunch isn't simply another meal on the calendar. It's a tradition. Grandparents, parents, children, cousins, neighbors, all gathered around one table. Hours pass. Stories are shared. Laughter fills the room. The food arrives slowly, one course after another. Nobody is checking the clock, because the meal isn't the event. The people are. Food simply gives everyone a reason to gather. This tradition stretches back centuries. Long before Italy became the unified nation we know today, it was divided into kingdoms, republics, and city-states. Each region developed its own recipes using whatever the local land could provide. In the north, cooler climates encouraged rich risottos, creamy cheeses, and butter-based cooking. Across central Italy, rolling hills produced olive oil, cured meats, and hearty breads. Further south, sunshine nurtured tomatoes, citrus, and fragrant herbs that would eventually define Italian cooking around the world. What many visitors call Italian food is actually dozens of regional cuisines, each fiercely proud of its traditions. Ask someone in Bologna about pasta and you'll hear one story. Ask someone in Naples and you'll hear another. Travel to Sicily and entirely new flavors appear, shaped by centuries of Greek, Arab, Norman, and Spanish influence. Every region believes its recipes are the best, and perhaps that's exactly how it should be. Because food carries memory. It reminds people where they came from, who taught them to cook, which grandmother rolled the pasta by hand, which vineyard their family has cared for generations. The recipe isn't just instructions, it's heritage. This explains why Italians sometimes smile politely when visitors ask for pineapple on pizza or request Alfredo sauce with traditional dishes. It's not about judging anyone, it's about protecting something deeply personal. For many Italians, changing a traditional recipe feels a little like rewriting family history. One of the most surprising lessons visitors learn isn't about ingredients. It's about time. Meals aren't meant to be rushed. Coffee isn't something to drink while walking down the street. Dinner isn't something squeezed between appointments. It's a pause, a chance to reconnect, a reminder that life is measured not only by productivity, but by moments shared with people you care about. Maybe that's one of Italy's greatest gifts, not teaching us how to cook, teaching us how to slow down. In a world constantly asking us to move faster, Italy quietly reminds us that some things become more meaningful when we take our time. Perhaps that's why so many travelers arrive in Italy expecting to eat great food and leave remembering the people they shared it with. Spend enough time here and you'll discover that every meal tells a story. Walk into a small family-owned trattoria tucked away on a quiet side street. There may not be a famous chef. There may not be a glossy menu translated into 6 languages. Instead, you'll find handwritten specials based on what arrived fresh that morning. The owner greets regulars by name. A grandmother shapes fresh pasta in the kitchen just as she learned decades ago. The wine is poured generously. Conversations spill from one table to the next, and before long, you no longer feel like a customer. You feel like a guest. This is the Italy many visitors never expect. Not the Italy of postcards, the Italy of everyday life. Of course, there are dishes the entire world recognizes: pizza, pasta, gelato, espresso. But each one carries a deeper story. Take pizza, for example. Its roots are closely tied to Naples, where simple ingredients, fresh dough, tomatoes, mozzarella, basil, olive oil, came together to create one of the world's most beloved foods. Its beauty wasn't luxury, it was simplicity. The same is true for pasta. There isn't one kind of pasta, there are hundreds. Each shape was created for a reason. Some hold thick meat sauces, others pair perfectly with seafood or delicate olive oil-based dishes. The shape isn't an accident, it's part of the recipe itself. Even coffee follows its own rhythm. In Italy, ordering an espresso isn't simply buying a drink. It's participating in a daily ritual. People step into a neighborhood cafe, exchange greetings, enjoy a quick espresso while standing at the counter, and continue with their day. The experience may last only a few minutes, but it happens every day. And over time, those small moments become part of the rhythm of life. Italy has also given the world another remarkable idea. In the 1980s, a movement began here called slow food. It wasn't just about eating slowly. It was a response to a rapidly changing world. As fast food chains expanded across the globe, many Italians worried that local recipes, traditional farming, and regional ingredients might disappear. The movement encouraged people to value food that was good, locally produced, and connected to culture. In many ways, it reminded the world that preserving food traditions also means preserving history. Because once a recipe disappears, a piece of culture disappears with it. That's one of the reasons travelers return to Italy again and again. Not because every meal is perfect, but because every meal feels meaningful. You begin noticing things you once overlooked. An elderly couple sharing lunch after 50 years together. Friends laughing over wine in a village square. Children helping grandparents prepare Sunday dinner. You realize the food isn't creating the memories. The food is creating the opportunity for memories. And maybe that's the lesson Italy quietly teaches all of us. Around the world, we often measure success by how quickly we can move, how much we can accomplish, how busy we are. Italy asks a different question. When was the last time you truly enjoyed where you were? Not while checking your phone, not while rushing to the next appointment, but simply sitting with people you care about, sharing a meal, sharing stories, sharing life. Travel has a remarkable way of changing our perspective. Sometimes the greatest discoveries aren't hidden beaches or famous landmarks. Sometimes they're values, ways of living that challenge our own. Italy reminds us that food isn't simply fuel, it's family, it's tradition, it's celebration, it's comfort during difficult times, it's hospitality offered to strangers, it's history served one plate at a time. And perhaps that's why Italians take food so seriously. Because when you protect your food, you're protecting your identity, you're protecting your grandparents' recipes, you're protecting your village, you're protecting your history. Long after the last bite has been eaten, those traditions continue. As the evening sun settles over an Italian piazza, conversations continue around outdoor tables. church bells echo through ancient streets. That's a lesson worth bringing home, no matter where we live. Thank you for joining me on another journey with Stamped and Worn, where every passport stamp tells a story, every destination has a history, and every journey leaves a mark. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd love for you to subscribe and become part of our growing community of curious travelers. Every week, we'll explore another destination, uncover another story, and discover another reason why travel changes us long after we've returned home. The aroma of fresh bread drifts from a nearby bakery preparing for tomorrow morning. Life slows down, not because there's less to do, but because some moments deserve our full attention. Next time on Stamped and Worn, how did one canal connect two oceans and change the course of history? Join us as we uncover the incredible story of the Panama Canal. Until then, keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop collecting stories.